Nobody expected Alex Eala to do this. What started as a normal match against Elise Mertens quickly turned into one of the most talked-about moments in tennis. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing, and the reactions afterward only made the story bigger. So what really happened, and why is everyone suddenly talking about Alex Eala? Let's find out. The atmosphere was thick with tension, but nobody predicted the emotional eruption that was about to take center court. This was supposed to be a routine match for Elise Mertens, a seasoned campaigner against a rising star. Instead, it turned into a gladiatorial arena where the old guard met the new wave. The moment in question wasn't just a point, it was a microcosm of the entire match. Alex Eala, the young Filipina who has been making waves in the junior and professional circuits, was not content just to compete. She was determined to send a message. As the rally escalated, the intensity became palpable. Eala cracked a forehand winner down the line that seemed to break the sound barrier, and her reaction was visceral. She screamed in jubilation, pumping her fist, staring directly into her opponent's side of the court. It wasn't just a celebration, it was a declaration of war. Mertens, on the other hand, stood frozen. Her usually calm demeanor was shattered. She walked slowly to her towel, avoiding eye contact, her body language screaming frustration. The commentators were speechless, trying to rationalize why a player of Mertens's caliber was being pushed to the brink by a teenager. The silence in the stadium was deafening, broken only by the murmurs of a shocked crowd. It was in this single frame that the narrative of the match shifted from a match to an upset in the making. Let's take a closer look at Elise Mertens, a woman who has been there and done that. She has titles, she has scalps, and she has respect. However, on this particular day, she looked like a stranger to the sport. The frustration wasn't just visible, it was tangible. Every time Eala sent a ball back deep, pushing Mertens several feet behind the baseline, the Belgian star's face contorted with anger. She started muttering to herself between points, a telltale sign of someone losing grip on their game plan. In one particularly telling moment, Mertens slammed her racket against the turf, a rare outburst from a player known for her robotic consistency. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated agitation. She was being outplayed by someone who seemed to have a cheat code to her game. Eala was reading her serves like a book, returning with angles that seemed physically impossible to defend. The frustration turned into desperation. Mertens tried to change the pace, slicing and dicing, but Eala was unrelenting. She attacked every short ball with venom. The match wasn't just a loss of points. It was a loss of identity for Mertens. She appeared defeated long before the final point was played, and that is what shocked the tennis world the most. A champion reduced to a spectator in her own match. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife, leaving fans wondering if this defeat would leave lasting psychological scars on the seasoned pro. And then there is Alex Eala. If Mertens was the poster child for frustration, Eala was the personification of joy and fearlessness. At only 19, she isn't supposed to be this comfortable on the biggest stages. She isn't supposed to stare down top 30 players without blinking. Yet, she did. Her performance was a masterclass in aggressive tennis. The emotions pouring out of her were contagious. She was playing without a safety net, taking risks that only a player with supreme confidence could take. But it wasn't just about the tennis. It was about her attitude. This is where the emotional connection with the fans intensifies. Eala is carrying the weight of an entire nation on her shoulders. The Philippines has been waiting decades for a tennis star to break through the glass ceiling, and Eala looks like the one to do it. During the match, every time she won a crucial point, her roar was met with a corresponding cheer from the stands, where a contingent of Filipino supporters waved their flags proudly. Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a symbol of hope and relentless pursuit. She took the aggression of Mertens and turned it against her, using the veteran's own frustration as fuel. It was beautiful chaos. While Mertens looked burdened, Eala looked liberated. She embraced the pressure and performed the tennis of her life, proving that heart and passion can often overcome experience. As the final point landed, the internet experienced a seismic event. Social media went into a frenzy. Eala, Mertens, and tennis shocker trended globally within minutes. The controversial moments, the stare-downs, the racket slams, the frustrated screams were clipped and shared millions of times. Fans are notoriously divided on social media, and this match gave them plenty to argue about. One side argued that Eala's celebration was too aggressive and disrespectful to a veteran. "Show some class," one tweet read, accusing the young star of crossing the line. Meanwhile, the other side fired back fiercely, defending Eala's passion. "Tennis needs more energy. This is amazing," screamed another. Conspiracy theories emerged immediately. Was Mertens injured? Was she distracted by something off the court? But perhaps the loudest voices were those who saw this as a major turning point in the WTA. Tennis analysts scrambled to post their takes. This was not just a loss for Mertens, it was a symbolic passing of the torch. The narrative was no longer about the established stars, it was about the hungry new generation knocking on the door. Memes flooded the internet comparing Eala to a lioness and Mertens to a deer caught in headlights. The debate raged on, with the question on everyone's lips. Are we witnessing the future of tennis? As the dust settles on this thrilling encounter, we must ask the question that has everyone talking. Was this just another day at the office? Or did Alex Eala make a profound statement to the rest of the women's tour? The scoreboard might show a win, but the deeper implications are staggering. Eala has sent a message to every player on the circuit. I am here, and I am not backing down. This match is a massive, flashing warning sign for the top seeds. It signals that the days of easy matches against younger players are over. For Eala, this is a launch pad. This is the arrival moment that athletes dream about, winning against a top 30 player in the manner that she did with flair, with aggression, and with guts puts her on the map permanently. Sponsors will be calling, the media attention will be relentless, and the expectations will be calling. The Emadian attention will be relentless, and the expectations will skyrocket. Can she handle it? If her performance against Mertens is anything to go by, she thrives under pressure. For Mertens, this is a bitter pill to swallow. It's a humbling defeat that might force her to go back to the drawing board. But for tennis fans, it's a win. We love rivalries, we love passion, and we love a good upset. As the players head to their next tournaments, one thing is certain. The tennis world has a new star, and she is burning bright. The story of Alex Eala is far from over. In fact, it feels like it is just beginning. This was a statement victory, loud and clear. If you enjoyed this shocking sports update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.